Here in the Bronx, as Sabathia deals a strike. We're underway.
Now let's take a look at New York Yankees pitcher scatter report, brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Nighttime is the right time. CC's ERA at night is 1.65. All of his victories have been on the road this year, all three of them, and lefty batters are hitting a paltry 158.
Pitch is outside to Roberts. He's been hot in his last 2 starts, 17 innings, 9 hits, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. Swing and a foul tip. And the count now 1-2. The O's score in the first inning. That's their big deal. They're plus 15, 33-18 in the first inning. The only team better, the Dodgers, with a plus 28 in the first inning.
Wow.
But the Orioles lose their games in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Widely outscored in those innings, so the bullpen not doing the job. That one is lined into left field. Johnny Damon is going to have to play it on a hop. So Brian Roberts starts it off with a single.
Looked like he picked on a breaking ball after a succession of fastballs, and Roberts is on, one of the better leadoff hitters in the game. There's that breaking ball, little cutter inside, but he was right on it as he drills it into left field for a hit. Roberts has picked up the pace in stolen bases of late. When we saw Baltimore earlier this month down at Camden Yards, he only had 4 stolen bases. In 8 games since, he has stolen 5 bases. So he's been on the move of late.
Held there by Teixeira. Here's Adam Jones. Missed the last 4 games with a sore right hamstring. And there's a strike. I told you about 33-18. They've outscored their opponents. Adam Jones in the first inning, a .552 average, scoring 13 runs, leads the major leagues. And the guy driving him in, Nick Markakis, 12 RBIs. And there's Nick, the number 3 hitter. I was talking to Joe Girardi about Adam Jones. He said, last year we looked at this guy, long swing, and you say he's going to have to shorten this swing to be better, and that's easier said than done. He said, but he is really a different player completely than he was last year.
Well, the difference is he's become more selective at the plate. When he swings the bat, it's usually a pitch that's actually near the strike zone. Last year, he chased a lot of pitches out of the zone. And he'll still do it occasionally, but not quite as often. I was talking to manager Dave Tremblay before the game, the manager of the Orioles, about Jones and Markakis. And one thing he said he's really appreciated about these 2 young guys back-to-back in his order, that you don't know when they're going well and you don't know when they're not going well. They just seem to have the same attitude every single day. They're businesslike, and that's, you know, unusual in such young players.
Outside.
Michael said Jones has been bothered by a hamstring strain. He strained it beating out a base hit, an infield single. But his numbers are outstanding. He only hit 9 home runs all of last season. His first full year in the major leagues. He's got 8 already this year.
Nice save there by Teixeira. New York Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. Tap back to the mound. CC lets it go, and that's going to be a base hit. I don't know why he let that go. If he had made the play, then at least you get Adam Jones at first. So back-to-back singles.
Michael looked like he fell off the mound towards the third base side like most lefties do, and then couldn't recover. And once the ball got by him, watch, there's the follow through. You're right, it looked like he might have had a shot at it, and you can see that Cano had to wait for Roberts to go by. CC, and that's going to be an infield single, especially with the speed of Jones. No chance to get him, even if Cano had come up with the ball cleanly. And Adam Jones, remember, he's nursing a sore hamstring, but he sensed the base hit and took off and beat it out.
Kagis, fly ball to left. Johnny Damon dancing underneath it and makes the play. And there's one away. Let's take a look at the entire Yankee defense. We've already met some of them. In the outfield, Damon is at left, Cabrera in center, and Swisher in right. Rodriguez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third and first. Cervelli behind the plate. Sabathia is on the mound. Aubrey Huff being booed here at the stadium. The fans remembering his fist pump when he hit the home run off Jabba Chamberlain. Jabba will pitch later in this series, the third game. That's on Thursday. Runner goes, and he is in there. So Roberts went on his own, and he is now 67 of 75 efficiency stealing third base. That is his specialty. Adam Jones did not go.
Adam Jones got left at the station as Roberts takes off. Usually when you have this combination of runners on base, you can recall in Baltimore that Cervelli threw out Jones at second. It was a key play in the first inning of the game down in Baltimore. As Roberts was attempting to steal third base, Jones got thrown out at second.
Strike. Now we mentioned how the Orioles score so much in the first inning, but Sabathia doesn't allow people to score in the first inning. He's allowed just one run all year in the first inning. One and two. Tonight's closed captioning is brought to you by your local Lexus dealers.
Huff not quite as proficient against left-handers, only 156 this year.
That breaking ball hung up in the zone, but Huff laid off.
Huff is another one of the Orioles that hits well with the runners in scoring position. He's up there among the league leaders in runs batted in. Primarily because the three hitters in front of him are getting on base quite a bit this year.
2-2. Just got a piece to stay alive.
CC's best game of the year was on May the 8th at Baltimore. And he pitched a 4-hit complete game shutout. Struck out 8 and walked 1. 112 pitches that night.
2-2. Chop toward Teixeira. He gets one. He comes home. But Roberts is too quick. He scores on the ground out. And the Orioles lead 1-0 as Adam Jones moves to second.
Well, Roberts going on contact. And once Teixeira committed to touching the bag, he had to wait on the ball. And that gave Roberts some more time to score. And Huff will get himself a run batted in here in the first inning. Teixeira trying to go for the double play here, steps on the bag, but Roberts too much speed and he touches home plate with his left hand, and Baltimore has taken a 1-0 lead. Roberts streaking across the plate. Cervelli waiting on the throw that's a bit too late.
So the Orioles with a run. Here's Melvin Moore now, runner at second with 2 outs. And that one is driven to left field. Backing up is Damon, still back on the track at the wall. He makes the play. So Moore used up all of the ballpark, but Johnny Damon ran it down. Ball in. starting lineup is brought to you by your Tri-State Volkswagen dealers. Visit VW.com for great deals on new Volkswagens. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, leads off. Batting second, playing left field, Johnny Damon. Mark Teixeira is at first base. He'll hit third. Cleaning up, playing third base, Alex Rodriguez. Hideki Matsui will DH. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing right field, Nick Swisher. Robinson Cano, the second baseman, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing center field, Melky Cabrera. And Francisco Cervelli will catch. He'll bat ninth and see the good numbers for Swisher against the O's.
23-year-old Brad Bergeson, a rookie. 5 starts thus far in the major leagues, 1-1, 5.27. Opponents are hitting .348. Let's take a look at the Baltimore Orioles pitcher scout report brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. This is his first ever look at the New York Yankees. 2008 Jim Palmer Award winner that represents the best pitcher in the minor league system for the Orioles. He got that last year. And he's got good movement on his fastball, good sinker. He does not. So far, he hasn't given up that many home runs.
And the pitch to Jeter is a strike. Jeter 5 for 16 against the Twins. 8 for his last 24, hitting .275.
Last night, at the end of the first inning, Jeter had his 14th multiple hit game of the year. He had 2 hits in the first inning. And only 3 Yankees in the last 20 years have had 2 hits in the first inning. Paul O'Neill, our good buddy Paul O'Neill, did it. And also Bobby Abreu did it.
And the 0-2 just missed outside. Let's check out the umpires tonight. Gary Darling is behind the plate. Bruce Dreckman at first. Paul Emmel is at second. And Angel Campos is at third. Rounded up the middle and off the glove of Bergeson. Scrambles after it and gets Jeter 1 away.
Well, Bergeson makes a good play, and tonight he has actually changed his number. He's wearing number 35, and number 35 in Baltimore for years was Mike Mussina. This is a Mike Mussina type play. Of course, Moose came on to the Yankees as a free agent, wore 35 here, and earned himself several Gold Gloves.
That'll bring up Johnny Damon. Now, speaking of uniforms, Kenny, I love that the Orioles went back to the old style Baltimore across the chest. It had been Orioles, and I just remember those old shots of Frank Robinson and Brooks Robinson with the Baltimore and script. I think it looks great. That was popped to center, and it's going to dunk in for a base hit. Johnny Damon gets a bloop single.
Well, Adam Jones has tremendous speed, but he couldn't quite get there on this one. Robert Andino back, Jones in. Off the heel of the glove, and Johnny Damon now has a 4-game hitting streak. The slide and the non-catch. That's when you're going good. Johnny Damon's been really hitting the ball well. Didn't hit that one well, but still got himself a base hit.
Here's Mark Teixeira. He has been red hot of late. And the pitch is low. 8 for his last 14. 17 of his 32 hits have been for extra bases. Last night, a home run from the right side and the left side. 23rd time he's done that.
Well, speaking of Mike Mussina and the number 35, he had 7 Gold Gloves.
Now, in the 6-game winning streak for the Yankees, Teixeira's 11 for 24. That's 458, 3 homers and 11 ribbies. His bat had been dormant for most of April. Now a completely different player. Strike, 2-1.
And the Orioles are hoping that Bergeson will be the first of many of the young pitchers that they have in the minor leagues that can come up and help this team. And, maybe sometime this year or certainly in the next few years.
Took something off that pitch, and Teixeira way out in front.
I was talking to Buck Martinez, one of their broadcasters, and Martinez was saying several of the other young pitchers in the minor leagues would push Bergeson back in the rotation if he stayed in the rotation to number 5.
There's Buck on the left and Gary Thorne on the right. Just missed outside.
Well, you expect Johnny Damon to be on the move on a 3-2 pitch with the 1 out, trying to stay out of the double play.
Runner goes. And that's dribbled slowly toward first. Fielded there by Huff. And he flips to Bergeson to get the out at first as Johnny Damon moves to second. That's it to bring up Alex Rodriguez.
Talked about the movement on Bergeson's fastball. Now, 59% of the outs he's recorded have been on ground balls. Those are pretty strong numbers against one club. 48 homers and 147 runs batted in. Bergeson has a pretty good fastball, a breaking ball that's in between a curve and a slider, and an emerging changeup.
Alex has been back with the Yankees 10 games. Coincidence? They're 8-2 in those 10 games. The first game back was against the Orioles. Backed off a breaking ball there, but it whispered across the inside corner, and Greg Zahn goes out and talks with Bergeson.
It's almost as if that might have been a cross-up with a runner at second. He decides to get a little more complicated. Breaking ball was a strike. We'll see how he actually received this pitch. Looked like he was looking inside. Yep, he was looking for a fastball, and he got a breaking ball. You can adjust if you go that way, but if you call a breaking ball, get a fastball, you can't adjust.
A-Rod 6 for 32 since he's come back. 4 of his 6 hits have been home runs.
Reggie Jackson was talking to Reggie before the game, and Reggie's hearing footsteps. Reggie's next on the all-time list. A-Rod is 6 behind him. We mentioned the 48 home runs versus the Orioles, and homers, runs, and runs batted in. Over the last 10 years, A-Rod leads in all 3 categories.
That one gets past Zahn. That's going to allow Damon to advance to third. Scored a wild pitch.
Very wild pitch, as this one's going to be in the dirt and outside as well. Looked like Zahn put some leather on it, but not very much. Damon easily moved over to third base.
Foul again on the 1-2 pitch.
Those 2 pigeons were actually near first base. They were shown the gate by Aubrey Huff, and one bird chasing away 2.
I guess Orioles are tougher than pigeons. Upstairs at the count 2-2. And the pitch. Check swing on a breaking ball. Did he go? No. Said Bruce Dreckman. So the count now full at 3-2. Remember, Matsui is on deck.
Got A-Rod able to hold up on a breaking ball well outside. Greg Zahn pleading his case. A-Rod got a reprieve.
And the 3-2. Drilled deep to left. There it goes. See ya. A long home run into the two-run shot for A-Rod, and the Yankees lead 2-1. That is the fourth game in a row that A-Rod has homered, and he hits his 558th of his career.
Well, those footsteps are getting a little louder for Reggie Jackson. Reggie is here tonight. And he is witnessing A-Rod sneaking up on him on the all-time list. Woo! This one was tagged. Ferguson knew it. This is the longest home. This is over the bullpen. In left center field, Michael Dyer hit one out there last night, but this one's even longer. Well, you sit out there, you don't expect to get many souvenirs.
Pitch to Matsui is a strike. What a shot. That's his 5th home run. And there's the all-time home run list. Alex now 5 behind Reggie Jackson.
And we talked about A-Rod with the hitting home runs in 3 straight games. Now it is 4. And it's the 25th time in his career he's had homered in 3 consecutive games. Only one active player has done it more, and that's Ken Griffey Jr. with 26.
Grounded up the middle. Roberts is there, and he'll gun down Matsui for the final out of the first inning. The Yankees take the lead. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors and nobody left. The big blow, Alex Rodriguez's home run into Who do you think is the greatest Yankee manager ever? Go to my9tv.com to blog or email us a video with your thoughts. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. And there's a strike, and there's Carl Banks. Another Oriole youngster hitting .394 in AAA when he was called up.
Yeah, Luke Scott went on to disable us. In fact, Luke Scott was injured while the Yankees were in Baltimore, diving back to first base on a pickoff attempt. I believe it was Jabba Chamberlain on that Sunday. And injured a shoulder, had to go on the DL.
Line drive, caught there by Jeter.
Yeah, Baltimore thinks that Raimel is going to be a pretty good player. He had a great spring training. Hit over 300 in the spring with 4 home runs, but was sent out to the minors as Jeter hauls in a solid line drive. Got his first hit in the major leagues the other day off Ron Mayhay, a base hit. His manager, Dave Tremblay, said, how about this for breaking in his first week in the big leagues? He gets Gil Mesh, Zach Greinke, CC Sabathia, and Jabba Chamberlain.
Pitch is outside to Lou Montanez. Now, you talk about Reggie Jackson, Kenny. I just got information. He didn't even see that home run.
Where is he?
He's on his way to Secaucus. He's going to serve as the Knicks' good luck charm at the draft lottery. And boy, do they need a good luck charm. He was at a charity event with Allen Houston, who's going to be on the podium for the Knicks, and Allen Houston asked him to be there to be a good luck charm. So while he was away, A-Rod shaved another one off the lead. The 1-1.
So you mean if the Knicks get the #1 lottery pick, Reggie's working for the Knicks from this point on?
Then he will now be, Mr. Lottery, I guess. They'll pick Blake Griffin, and they'll be forever indebted. Reggie and Billy. Some of the great photos around the stadium. The 1-2. Fouled away.
Well, Montanez has been bothered by a bad thumb. He got jammed. And he's missed a few days. You can notice he's wearing 2 batting gloves. And I guarantee you there's tape maybe on that right hand underneath that batting glove.
Missed inside. Two-1 Yankees as they look for their 7th straight win. Orioles coming at 16-22. The Yankees a season high 4 games over, 21-17.
This is one of those key nights for the Yankees. If they win tonight, not only will the winning streak go to 7, but they'll get the 5 games over 500. That's the first building block to get the 5 games over. Then you work to the point you get 10 games over. And so on and so forth from that point on.
And the pitch popped up. Shallow right, backing up Cano, coming in Swisher, 2 outs. Tonight's Smile of the Game is brought to you by McDonald's. Satisfy your burger craving with the big, beefy taste of McDonald's double cheeseburger. That is a nice smile. Now she's pensive. That's the pensive of the game.
What's going to be the next pitch here from CC? That's what she's thinking.
I wonder if Michael and Kenny are talking about me right now. Here's Greg Zahn. Shows bunt. A-Rod's way back, but he took a pitch outside. There's a strike. Like a good hard slider.
Zahn is hitting a 198, veteran catcher. Primarily most of his career he's been a backup. Chad Moeller is his backup. Moeller's hitting 216. But Moeller should be catching tomorrow night because he and Guthrie have really worked well together.
Zahn's 38 years old. Usually catchers don't last that long. He's had a nice career.
Well, he's been primarily backup, so he hasn't had the, all the wear and tear you might get if you're an everyday catcher. He's been around too.
Count 2-2. Speaking of catchers, Jorge Posada working out before the game. Looks in pretty good form there. Yankees hoping to get him back sometime this week. He might play in a rehab game. Now the Yankees made a roster move today. They activated Brian Bruni, and they assigned Edouard Ramirez to Scranton Wilkes-Barre, their AAA affiliate. The 2-2. Still 2-2.
That game in Baltimore, Michael, I know you remember CeCe's breaking ball was really outstanding. He had a good changeup that night to go along with his fastball, and he kept the Oriole hitters off balance all game long. Gave up 2 hits in the first inning, 2 hits in the ninth, and that was it. Maybe I think there was one walk in between there.
And the 2-2. Well, Sabathia has always had pretty good success against the Orioles. 6-1, 2.67 in 11 starts. Now with the Yankees this year, he's faced them twice, 1-1 with over 4 ERA. Foul back.
Tell you what, Zahn's getting some airtime, fouling several pitches off. You saw Dave Island, the Yankee pitching coach, in the dugout there, and I talked to him about Andy Pennett's performance last night, how Andy kind of pieced it together. Struggled throughout the game, but he said it was veteran experience. They got Andy through it, got him a victory. He's now 4-1. And he said it's the same sort of thing that a youngster like Phil Hughes has to learn. And even when he doesn't have his best stuff, how to pitch through that and win ball games.
Swing and a miss on a changeup. Zahn goes down on strikes. So Sabathia has retired the last 6 in a row. We go to the bottom of the second inning at the Newhouse. It's 2-1 Yankees. Well, My 9 delivers every weeknight starting at 6 with the King of Queens, and then at 7 with Tyler Perry's House of Pain. Watch as Doug and Curtis put the fun in dysfunction. King of Queens at 6 and Tyler Perry's House of Pain at 7 weeknights on My 9. Nick Swisher digs in. Yankees lead 2-1. And there's a strike. Swisher's trying to snap out of a slump. Real beauty. 2 for his last 25. His average has dropped to 236. And a strike. A-Rod's home run in the first inning gives the Yankees 60 home runs on the year. Only the Texas Rangers have more. That's 62. Now, if you want to compare, Yankees had just 39 home runs through their first 39 games last year. This is the Yankees' 39th game tonight. The 0-2. Strike 3. Swisher down looking.
How many games did A-Rod miss this year?
28.
28, so it might have been even more. Ferguson picks up his first strikeout of the night as he catches Nick Swisher looking. There's a breaking ball going to dot over that outside corner. Zahn knew it. Came up right away, throwing to third. Hit the ball around the infield. You know, this is when you think about the Yankees have hit so many home runs, the Orioles have actually given up the most home runs this year. They've given up 57. So this could be a volatile mix over these next 3 games here at the, what do you call it, Mike?
The Newhouse.
The Newhouse.
Pitch is low. Cano is 2 for his last 13, 7 for his last 29. Dipped under 300. Like an Oriole.
Wait a minute.
It's a good-looking bird, though.
That's a crow.
Hot shot right at Roberts. There's 2 away. A lot of birds out. Look, there's 3 there in front of Raymond.
The Orioles are in town.
Maybe they're visiting relatives.
When did the Blue Jays come in? You know, remember the movie The Birds?
Yeah.
Now tell me, after you saw that movie, didn't you go outside and kind of look around up in the sky and just that had you a different thought about birds after that movie?
I go out and look around after I watch anything. Swing and a miss. Count 1-on-1 on Cabrera.
Yeah, back in the days when you had phone booths. Remember Tippy Hendren phone booth?
I don't have those anymore.
No, they don't. Carry your own phone.
Ground ball to second. Roberts is there, and a nice 1-2-3 inning for Bergeson, and he did it on 8 pitches. 2 in the books here at the stadium. Yankees lead 2-1. Taking off. Detroit 2, Texas nothing, top of the third, and Minnesota and the White Sox. White Sox just got swept from the Blue Jays. That starts later on. In the National League, Atlanta 2-0 over Colorado in the bottom of the second. Pittsburgh 3-0 over Washington, top third. Philadelphia 1, Cincinnati nothing, bottom of the second. The Mets and the Dodgers at 10-10 in LA. There's a strike. And on the Chase scoreboard, 2-1 Yankees. The 2 runs by the Yankees, a long Alex Rodriguez home run into the left field bleachers. I think we're still learning, Kenny, what's going to be the rarefied real estate here at this new ballpark. In the old place, the left field bleachers were unreachable. I mean, we might have seen one by Encarnacion of the Tigers, I think.
Off of Ramiro Mendoza.
Yes. Yeah. The black became a status symbol, but what's the black here? Would that be hitting the Mohegan Sun restaurant? I'm not quite sure. Those things, will work out over time.
Maybe on top of the Mohegan restaurant.
That would be some shot.
Oh, that would be.
The left field or the right field upper deck. A lot of people don't think it can be reached. I asked Johnny Damon. He said it can be reached. Many people thought that Teixeira's shot yesterday was going to go, but it hit into the second deck. And there's the top of the Mohegan Sun. It'll be neat to learn all this as time goes by and games move on. The most we've seen so far, Kenny, is balls hit into Monument Park, but nothing up against the black windows of the Mohegan Sun. Maybe that's the new black.
I know I'm not going to do it anymore.
But you reach the black. You were the first one to reach the black at the old place.
Yeah, but once it's gone, Michael, it's gone for good.
Nice play by A-Rod. Gets to his feet, fires across the diamond. They retire Andino.
Well, A-Rod was actually hitting, and then when he was in his rehab, they're working on lateral movement and the quick move. And this is an A-Rod signature move. Watch the hand here. He always wipes off the hand, gets the uniform a little dirty, but makes the accurate throw. How many times have we seen this? Down on one hand, wipes the hand off so he gets a good grip, and then runs it across the diamond to first base. Signature move.
Told me the other day, he said, I'm having more fun than I've had in a long, long time playing this game. I think you learn that you miss something when it's not there anymore.
Tell me about it. I remember the only time in my career I went on the DL, and it was last year in my career, and it was sort of like a preview of what it was going to be like when I wasn't playing anymore. And you feel so separated from your team and your teammates.
Grounded foul.
But I could see during that period I was on the DL, it wasn't going to last much longer. There's a satisfied customer. There was a youngster before the game, Tommy Belsky, who was a year in remission. He was battling leukemia, and prior to the game, he went through both the Oriole and the Yankee clubhouses.
Roberts swings and misses. And Sabathia is now retired 8 in a row.
CC's starting to pick up the pace here after giving up the run in the first inning. Once again, it's the changeup. He's picked up 2 strikeouts tonight, both on this pitch. So you can see how far out in front Roberts is, just the way Zahn was when he struck out on the change. Nice talk a few weeks ago with CC about his days growing up in Northern California. Big fan of the Giants and the A's.
There's a strike.
He was talking about players in the Giants like Will Clark. He's one of his favorite players. Talked about the Bass brothers with Oakland, McGuire, Canseco. His favorite pitcher, Big Dave Burba.
Wow.
Yeah, on the Giants. That was his favorite pitcher.
Laced to left, but foul.
Burba was a big, burly right-hander for San Francisco back in the day.
You got to give a kid credit when he doesn't go for the big name. He went for Dave Burba.
Yeah.
And the 0-2 upstairs, 1-2. Sabathia is dealing. That is his 3rd strikeout. He's retired 9 in a row as the Orioles go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Yankees lead 2-1 at the stadium. We go to the bottom of the third. Francisco Cervelli leads off. He shows bunt, but takes a pitch inside. 1-0 on the Chase scoreboard. It's 2-1 Yankees. If you just tuned in, you missed Alex Rodriguez's long 2-run home run in the first inning. The Orioles scored their run on a ground ball to first, scoring Brian Roberts from third. Swing and a miss. Boy, Cervelli has been more than the Yankees could have imagined. 375. He's 8 for his last 16. He has filled in beautifully with the injury to both Posada and Molina. And now the Yankee catching duo is Cervelli and Cash. So the Yankees have used 4 catchers this year, more than any team. There's a ground ball at third. Mora gobbles it up. And there's one away. Hey, tomorrow night on the Yes Network, the Yankees play Game 2 of this series with the Orioles in the Bronx. The coverage starts at 6 with batting practice today and then the pregame. Then after the postgame, don't miss a new episode of Center Stage featuring legendary singer-songwriter Paul Simon. It all starts tomorrow night at 6, only on Yes. Here's Derek Jeter. Derek grounded back to the mound in the first inning.
That youngster I was talking about, Tommy Belsky, his favorite player is the Yankee captain Derek Jeter. He got to meet Derek before the game. Actually played catch with Robinson Cano, and Derek was involved. And just 6 years old.
They just interviewed him on the big scoreboard in center field. He got a huge hand. There's Tommy.
There he is.
With his Jeter jersey on.
And when I met Tommy, he was over near the third base dugout. I introduced him to Brian Roberts, the Orioles second baseman, and Brian took him inside, and he worked both clubhouses today.
Nice. Kid's gone through a lot. He deserves to have some happiness. It looks like he's locked into this game. Tap slowly towards second. Roberts gets Jeter for the second out. Both pitchers have settled down after that first inning.
Once and again, a ground ball out from Bergeson. I had mentioned it, 59% of his outs have been on the ground. The only ball hit in the air didn't come back.
Here's Johnny Damon. The 2-0. 3-0. And a strike. Count 3-1. Damon a bloop single to center in the first inning, and he scored on A-Rod's home run. Alex in the hole. On deck is Mark Teixeira.
Michael, see if you agree with me on this one. I'm watching Bergeson's wind-up delivery, and it kind of reminds me, maybe not the exaggerated back turn, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Kevin Brown. The way he holds the glove, the way he stands on the mound. Maybe not quite the back turn, but his whole delivery kind of.
A little quieter than Brown.
Yeah.
Nice play there by Huff, and he fires to Bergeson, and that's going to do it. So 7 in a row for Bergeson. Both pitchers, as I mentioned, dealing. And we will deal with going to the fourth. Yankees up 2. Out there. Last night, Phil Koch earned his first career save. Who was the last left-handed Yankee pitcher to earn a save?
Ooh.
You know what Yankee fans got a little bit of a taste of yesterday, Kenny? What life is going to be like one day without Mariano Rivera, where it's not automatic, where sometimes you sweat, where sometimes there are runners on base.
Whether it's Phil Koch or somebody else.
That's right. No knock on Phil Koch, but boy, was he honest after the game. Talking about how it's a different animal pitching the ninth than it is pitching the 6th, 7th, or 8th.
Yeah, I talked to him in the clubhouse before the game. That's basically what he said.
I guess he was so fired up by the experience, he shaved all his hair off today. Completely bald. He's at the Brian Bruni look. The 0-1. 1-1.
There's Bruni back in the Yankee bullpen. Good to see him back.
Boy, that shot through the glass, it's kind of a funhouse mirror effect.
There's Phil Koch right next to Bruni.
Yep. And Alfredo Aceves, there's not a lot of hair out there. The 1-2. 2-2.
Koch is rapidly becoming one of the better outfielders in the league. Once again, he's leading the league in assists for outfielders. He's got 4. He led the league last year in that category, and well, we've seen him improve as a hitter during his time in the big leagues.
Right back to Sabathia, who was falling backwards, and he makes the play. 1 away.
We'll see the follow-through of Sabathia here as Michael called. Looked like he lost his balance, but the big man regains his footing. Had plenty of time to make the play, and there's 1 out. Aubrey Huff once again hearing the boos. And as Michael said, Aubrey's fist pump in Baltimore. Obviously, a lot of fans here at Yankee Stadium were watching that game.
Huff drove in the run in the first inning, a ground ball to Teixeira. And a strike. Popped up. Coming on, Melky Cabrera, long run. And there were 2 outs.
Here is Melky. Makes the catch, and he looked at Derek like, where were you? Plenty of airtime. Either one of them could have got it.
Here's Melvin Moore. Aubrey Huff now, by the way, is 0 for his last 18 against CC Sabathia.
Just as there are pitchers who throw your speed, there are those that you know you're going to have a rough night against.
Shattered bat, looped into left field, giving chase as Damon. He can't get there. It falls foul. And Moore lost the bat in the deal.
Gives you an idea of CC and how hard he's throwing. Moore usually hits the ball in very well. Home plate umpire Gary Darling trying to move things along, get Moore back up to the plate. Gary's been around a long time.
The kid didn't know what hit him.
Man,
now he does.
Well, can't see him.
always remember that shot of Mattingly going over for foul ball and eating some of the kids' popcorn. That kid's probably 25 years old now.
And still telling the story.
Yeah.
That's how you get them to come back year after year after year.
And the 0-2. Just miss.
CC hitting his spots. That was just a little bit low. And Mora very conscious of the inside pitch, and he wasn't going to hit that one if it was a strike.
Driven out to right center field. Melky Cabrera on his horse will put it away for the final out of the fourth. 12 in a row for CC Sabathia. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Kids locked in. You should be too. Come on back. Big crowd on hand to watch the Yankees and the O's. Bottom of the fourth inning. Yankees lead 2-1. And Mark Teixeira takes a pitch outside. 1-0. 2-2-0. Leading 1-2-0. The Yankee 2 runs coming on Alex Rodriguez's mammoth 2-run shot. There's a strike. And another strike.
Mixing his fastball with the breaking ball. At this point in the game, getting them both over the plate.
Swing and a miss. Off speed pitch. Teixeira way out in front. Let's take a look at the answer to the trivia question. Last night, Phil Cote earned his first career save. Who was the last left-handed Yankee pitcher to earn a save?
You have to go back a ways, about 6 years, I believe.
Chris Hammond against the Blue Jays. Boy, there have been people that have passed through the bullpen. You just forgot that they were here.
Soft toss and lefty.
Yeah. Here's Alex Rodriguez. There's a strike.
.212 batting average with a .409 on base percentage. That's due to the fact that the A-Rod has been walked plenty of times. Pitchers are being careful with him. And to me, he's not really locked in yet. All 5 of his home runs have been hit to left field. And when he's really swinging well, you'll see some go out towards the Yankee bullpen into right field.
Hit sharply to third. Mora. And they're 2 away. Both pitchers mean business. Sabathia has settled down. And now Bergeson has as well.
Bergeson has retired 9 in a row since A-Rod's home run. And CC, this game for him is taking on the same persona that the game in Baltimore had. I think he retired 17 in a row in that game.
And he also in that game gave up singles to the first 2 hitters, Roberts and Jones. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. Working both sides of the plate is Bergeson. The Yankee lineup's second look at Bergeson, which usually doesn't bode well for him in his early career. The opposition hits .238 against him in his first pass through the order. After that, .411. Hasn't been around a long time, but the early returns show a disturbing trend. High fly ball, deep center. Adam Jones has room and puts it away for the final out of the 4th. Another 1-2-3 inning. The Yankees have gone down 10 in a row against the rookie right-hander. We go to the 5th. 2-1 Yanks. New York Lottery scoreboard. It's 2-1, top of the 5th. Good change up there by Sabathia. .394, 9 homers and 24 runs batted in AAA. Not too bad.
30-something games.
That'll get you called up. The 0-1. Now, one thing that the Orioles need to do, their lineup is fairly formidable. They'll score runs. They've got to, with their system, produce pitching. With the dearth of starting pitching out there, they don't want to get involved in the free agent market. So they're going to have to either produce their pitchers or they're not going to compete. They've got a good young catcher, Matt Wieters, who's their #1 draft pick, and he's supposed to be a star in the making. And they're waiting to call him up. And they've got some youngsters down there that they like, some pitchers.
Yeah, Tillman is actually tearing it up in AAA. He's, I believe, just turned 21 years old. Troy Patton, a left-hander who they got from Houston.
Grounded to third. Off the glove of a diving A-Rod, and it trickles into foul territory. Reimold will stay at first with a single, so that'll break the string of 12 in a row.
And there's another pitcher, right-handed Jake Arrieta. So they've got some pitchers in the pipeline. Here's one of their call-ups recently, an outfielder, Nolan Reimold. And you can see that A-Rod just slows it down, can't come up with a clean. I don't know if he's going to throw Reimold out anyway. But a valiant try, comes up a little short. And A-Rod will recover, chase the ball down the line, hold Reimold to a single. One thing I noticed about the way the Yankees are pitching Montañez, and tonight, maybe throughout the series in Baltimore, he proved he can hit the ball well to the opposite field. In his first couple of at-bats here, CC is really trying to keep the ball in on him, although it looks like they're going away with this pitch. No, it wasn't. Those three pitchers I mentioned, also there's some others down there in their system that they feel are going to help them at the big league level.
Runner was going. A-Rod fields. He'll have one play across the diamond. He makes it as Reimold moves to second.
Dave Tremblay with the runner on the move. Reimold has not yet stolen his first major league base. That was more like a hit and run. And the Orioles accomplished one thing. They stay out of the double play. Dave Tremblay, who never played pro ball, but worked in the minor leagues as a manager for 20+ years before he got a chance to maybe some Orioles flying in or some Blue Jays scouting.
You know, it's amazing, Kenny. You see those birds up there, they fly in formation, and you have people that have a hard time parallel parking. It's amazing. When they fly in formation, they don't go to any school, it's just in them. The space is too tight. How do I get in? The 1-0. A little bit low, 2-0.
It's like a flying version of follow the leader.
Exactly.
And actually, if you know those formations, the leader is the strongest one because he's not drafting anybody. So that's why he's the leader.
Zahn rips one foul.
Now, the first time up, Zahn struck out on a changeup. And when you're a hitter and you've been made to look pretty foolish, you kind of have that pitch in your mind for the rest of the night. It's just a matter of when you're going to get it. But when you have that pitch in your mind, it could take away your ability to hit everything else. And that's what a changeup is supposed to do. Get you in between.
Great strike to ball ratio, 48 strikes, 20 balls. Now 3-1. Yankees, top of the 5th. 70th pitch. Misses inside, so Zahn works a walk. That's the first walk issued by CC. New York Yankees baseball on My 9 is brought to you in part by Acura Advance, Blimpie, America's Sub Shop, and by Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today. Robert Andino digs in with a chance to tie this game. or even give the Orioles a lead.
Andino getting the start instead of the regular Cesar Izturis. Izturis been bothered by a tender groin, and so Andino playing short tonight.
Foul back. Andino grounded to third. That was in the third.
Orioles got Andino just towards the end of spring training in a deal with the Florida Marlins. Looking for somebody to back up Roberts and Izturis.
First major league home run was a walk-off home run against the Mets April 1st of last year. Little Oriole fans.
Plenty of sugar.
A lot of sugar. They'll be bouncing around in the ninth inning. The 1-1. 1-2. Andino has not had an RBI since April 27th. So we're going to change that right here. Beautiful night at the stadium. Yankees in the middle of a 10-game homestand. Nice block by Cervelli.
Yeah, Cervelli has shown the ability to block just about everything. He's very quick behind home plate. Has cat-like quickness. Talking to Dave Island before the game, the Yankee pitching coach, about Cervelli, and he said not only does he call a good game, but his pregame preparation, looks at video, studies the hitters. He said he's well prepared each and every night prior to going behind the plate to catch one of the Yankee pitchers. He's been impressed.
Swing and a miss. Got him. Another off-speed pitch. Pulled the string on Andino.
The old equalizer to changeup, and Andino with the whiff. Well, you can see that how far did he miss this one by a good foot? Not only did it was it off speed, it was sinking down and away.
Now the dangerous Brian Roberts singled to left in the first and then struck out in the second. Fouled away. Orioles have had 4 opportunities with runners in scoring position. They've yet to cash in.
Roberts had a great April. And he's kind of slowed down here in the month of May. Hit .356 in April and barely over 200 in May.
Just missed outside. You see how Cervelli's working, how he catches the ball, receives the ball, frames, and how he's hit. And when Molina and Posada are healthy, he'll go down, but it has not been wasted for him. He's now opened their eyes. Now they think of the future, and they think of Francisco Cervelli. And he's working with big-time pitchers like CC Sabathia and A.J. Burnett and Andy Pettit, and he's holding his own.
You know, one thing that Tony Pena pointed out to me, just watch Cervelli throw the ball back to the pitcher. He said he throws it back with conviction, like to keep the pitcher in the game. And Cervelli actually started out in the Yankee system as a third baseman. And if you remember, Posada started out as an infielder as well.
Jorge was the second baseman.
Yeah.
And the catchers worked very closely with Pena. There's Jorge. We showed him working out before the game. Hoping to get back from that muscle pull. Pulled the hamstring, sliding into second. Swing and a miss. Got him. Big strikeout. Fastball, 95 miles an hour. Roberts is now 1 for 14 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this year. High cheese. Roberts couldn't catch up. Orioles strand 2. Here at the stadium. Yankees lead 2-1 on the New York Lottery scoreboard. Nick Swisher leads off. And he swings and misses. I think a lot of the league is caught up with Swisher's success early, working the count, working it deep, so they're just throwing strikes early in the count, and he finds himself in a hole. Popped up. Adam Jones puts it away. And Swisher's now 2 for his last 27. Hey fans, enjoy the inaugural season of Yankee Stadium on Memorial Day weekend when the world champion Philadelphia Phillies visit for a 3-game series beginning May 22nd. Kick off your summer in exciting fashion by watching the Bronx Bombers in this intra-league matchup. Log on to Yankees.com or call 877-469-9849 to get your tickets today before they're gone. Doing some advanced scouting.
Phillies are actually in Cincinnati tonight. Cole Hamels pitching for the Phillies.
You seen Jimmy Rollins flirting with the Mendoza line, and Brad Lidge has struggled.
Really?
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing that team come in. Scrappy bunch, very talented.
And still they're tied for first place with the Mets.
Yep.
Had himself a 2-hit game last night, and it was his 15th multi-hit game. That leads the Yankees. And right now, Ferguson has him in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
High fly ball right field. Markakis comes on. 2 away.
You know, Michael, you were talking about how Ferguson goes through the order pretty quickly and pretty well the first time through, but after that he struggles, and you can see maybe the reason why. Basically, he's a 2-pitch pitcher. He has to keep moving his fastball to good spots. Good ball strike ratio tonight, 62 pitches, 42 strikes, 20 balls. But when you're a 2-pitch pitcher, then the hitters have a good idea what's coming the next few times to the plate. He's working on an emerging changeup. That's Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach. I talked to Rick before the game, and he was explaining how Ferguson's going to have to improve his changeup.
Well, if I ran a minor league system, every pitcher would throw a change. I mean, it's, like you said earlier, the great equalizer. I mean, it makes, you know, a pedestrian fastball seem really, really fast. It keeps people off balance, which is the key to pitching.
And hitters look foolish when they swing and miss it, and it makes them feel bad.
And if you can make a hitter feel bad, you're doing a good job.
And some of the great change-ups that Danny Messerschmidt. Oil Can Boyd had a good changeup.
Fly ball left field. Reimold is there, and how about this? 13 in a row for Brad Ferguson. We have played 5 here at Yankee Stadium. This was a swing that they caught on digital. How you doing? It's 2-1 Yankees. Peace indeed. As Adam Jones will lead off this inning against CC Sabathia. Orioles about hit the Yankees, but of those 2 hits, one of them was a 2-run home run by Alex Rodriguez in the first inning. That landed about 5 seconds ago. What a shot.
They picked it up in the tower at LaGuardia.
Line drive right to Jeter, almost handcuffed him. And there is one away. Time now for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. Still no score in Tampa Bay. A's in the Rays. Boston 2-1 over Toronto, top of the 6th. Detroit 3-0 over Texas, also the top of the 6th. And Minnesota and the White Sox, bottom of the 2nd, no score. Let's move to the National League. Atlanta leads Colorado 6-1, top 5. Pittsburgh 5-1 over Washington, bottom 6. Philadelphia 4-1 over Cincinnati, bottom 5th. And the Mets and the Dodgers, a 10-10 start. I wonder at this point of the evening if Jerry Manuel is able to yet say the words Ryan Church rather than say that player.
Is that what he said yesterday?
They wouldn't use his name because Ryan Church missed third base in the 11th inning.
And I saw that highlight of him missing third. That's
called him that player. Well, that player missed the bag. Ask that player. Broken back ground ball to Teixeira. He'll take it himself. And they were too low.
Now there should be a little bit more respect involved. You wouldn't want the manager, player saying that manager.
They're probably watching us right now in the clubhouse in LA. Hey, Jared.
No, I'm serious. I mean, there's a certain amount of respect on a ball club that you should have. I mean, you're in this together for 6 months.
Jerry is very well liked by the media, and they give him a pass on a lot of things. I thought that was really wrong what he did yesterday or earlier today.
Maybe he'll explain it today.
Here's Aubrey Huff.
I'm sure as a manager he wasn't happy that a player missed third base with a chance to win a game.
But I'm sure Ryan Church didn't do it on purpose.
No, I'm sure he did.
And the 1-0. Line drive to right field. Nick Swisher makes the play. Huff hit it so hard it hung up there. A 6-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia. Nice play by Nick Swisher. Almost lost it in the lights, but hauled it in. Francisco Cervelli leads off, and the breaking ball is upstairs 1-0. 2-2-0 leading 1-3-0. All the scoring as you could see in the first inning. A Huff ground out and a A-Rod 2-run home run. Count 2-0 on Cervelli.
I don't think we could presume that the Mets are watching us on the West. If I were, I'd be watching the Phillies and the Reds.
You never know who's in control of the remote. Ground ball left side and through for a base hit. Cervelli now 9 for his last 18. Makes a big turn at first, and he is on with a leadoff single.
Well, he's more than held his own with the bat here in the major leagues. I mean, he came into the night hitting .375, and he gets a fastball, middle. And he's made pretty good impact on the hole between third and short the last couple of days. And Cervelli with a leadoff single here. The Yankees trying to build some runs, tack on here, and add to a 2-1 lead. Cervelli's now hitting 3 straight games.
Well, let's see if there's a little hit and run on, or if Jeter wants to bunt to pad the lead. A lot of things you could do. Girardi has used the sacrifice a lot of late. Derek's 0 for 2 tonight, 5 for 18 on this homestand.
Look out. You know, last year when Derek was hit by Daniel Cabrera, remember that, Mike?
Yep.
You know, that set him back, and he came back to play in about a couple of days, and his average went from 300 and just spiraled downward, and it took him a while to get it back up to 300, almost like until the remainder of the season. And I think that injury, along with the quadricep injury, really bothered Derek during the course of the whole year last year.
Doesn't bunt that time. Swings and misses. May 20th, almost a year ago, he got plunked right across the street. And Derek is not somebody who wants to go on the DL. Fought it, played through it, and it affected his swing. Get into bad habits.
He played the next night.
Breaking ball outside, 2-1.
One thing about Ferguson that I noticed, he had been getting a lot of outs on the ground, and his final 4 outs have been fly ball outs. And sometimes that's an indication that the other team is starting to, or your stuff is coming up a little short, or the other team is starting to figure you out, even though they're, you know, some of those fly balls are harmless outs. But he's not in his mode that he was early in the game when he was getting ground ball after ground ball after ground ball. And here in the 6th, Cervelli leads off with a base hit. You look for little indicators during the game that things are starting to change.
Now this is the 16th game started by a rookie for the Orioles so far this year, and the Yankees are facing a rookie starter for the 10th time this season, and against rookies they're 2-3, 5.91.
That's one reason why you have veteran catcher like Zahn. Try to get all these rookies through these starts.
Really paying a lot of attention to a catcher at first. Getting the crowd a bit riled up.
Cervelli's next stolen base will be his first in the major leagues.
Runner goes. And he still doesn't have a stolen base. So he is out stealing 2-6.
Now, I don't know if this was a missed sign. Let's see what Cervelli does. Now he takes a look to see what happens. And it ball's right in front of him, waiting for him as Andino makes the tag. I don't know if it was a hit and run. Jeter would have had a tough time hitting that pitch. Almost hit him in the belt buckle.
Yeah, but if it was hit and run, he would have swung.
He would have tried to do something.
Yeah. Count 3-2. Got tagged on the top of the helmet, then the face.
Yeah, an insult to injury.
Or injury to insult. And Jeter works a walk. First walk issued by the rookie.
Yeah, each pitcher's been pretty stingy with the base on balls tonight.
And now he goes back to his day job, working with the starting pitcher. So Zahn, the 38-year-old, talking to the rookie.
It's almost the exact opposite in the batteries tonight. Rookie on the mound for Baltimore, veteran behind the plate. Veteran on the mound for the Yankees, rookie behind the plate.
Damon hits one deep to right. Fair ball, it's gone. It's a foul ball.
Remember what I said, the Yankees are starting to elevate as Damon, you can see that left lean. A little too far out in front. Why the Yankees might think about the stolen base or not only get runners in scoring position, as Jeter's 8-1 on the season in stolen base attempts. As Greg Zahn comes in with a reputation of not being able to throw out runners. And it's up to Bergeson to hold the runners close.
Now, we throw stats at you sometimes, and we don't have the reasons for it, but they're fun to throw at you. When Damon hits with 1 out, he's hitting .455. Now, go figure that. 25 for 55. Broken bat, popped up behind the plate. Zahn runs out of room. It's over the screen. In the old stadium, that's an easy out because it was a lot more foul territory.
Didn't your mom always tell you clean up after yourself? Isn't it nice?
Yes, she did. The old stadium had 20 feet more behind the plate than this one. So because everything's moved across the street, Damon gets another hat.
They're waiting on Zahn to readjust his mask there.
They're saying it's a new bat. I don't know if he's saying they took too much time. But everything's copacetic now.
No, what actually happened was when Johnny Damon wanted the glue stick to put the sticky stuff on his new bat, Gary Darling said, now let's move it along. So he didn't let him do it. So Johnny Damon is up there without any stickum on the bat.
Well, they had a rule a couple of years ago that you had to have 2 bats.
That's right.
One in your hand and one on the on-deck circle, ready to roll, all prepared with the pine tar, and it's just gone away, the rule, it seems.
At first, that rule was in effect, and with the bat boy union must have got to, just something happened. They said, no, we don't want to work that hard.
Popped up. And now we go to the Yankee dugout. You mean the BBU?
The BBU,
yeah.
And you're right, Michael. At first, there was always seemed to be 2 bats, and the games would move along. But now it's gotten to the point where the hitters are going back to the bat rack to get another bat, and then they have to prepare it, get, like they had the previous bat before it was broken. And remember earlier, it was Gary Darling who hurried up Melvin Moore when he broke the bat.
Grounder to third. Moore goes to second, 1. That's all they'll get. 2 away. Thursday night, catch game 3 of this Yankees-Orioles series right here on My 9. The action starts at 7 p.m., followed by Russ Salzberg and the Verizon Fios game wrap-up. And then catch more action Saturday afternoon as the Bombers take on the World Series champions, the Philadelphia Phillies, at 4 p.m. on our sister station, Fox 5.
Ryan Roberts is playing some sort of free safety out there in short right field with Teixeira at the plate. And now Andino moves over to the right side of second base. So they've got a bit of an unusual shift on against Mark Teixeira.
And the count 3-1 with Alex Rodriguez on deck. Now here's where we were talking about earlier at the start of the show. Why Teixeira's probably going to see a good pitch to hit. Why would you want to walk him with Alex Rodriguez coming up?
Yeah, Alex Rodriguez coming up, who's already hit a home run off you tonight.
Runner goes. The pitch was fouled away. So Joe Girardi's thinking like that as well. He's going to get a pitch to hit.
And if he drives one to a gap, you want Damon on the move, chance to score, first base. Oriole manager Dave Tremblay looking on, watching one of his young pitchers have a representative game here tonight.
Grounded to first. And it's a foul ball according to the home plate umpire. The first base umpire looked to the home plate umpire and said, well, what do you got? Because the play was in front of him.
Exactly. It's not the first base umpire's call until the ball actually passes first base. You can see Huff catches the ball almost directly on the bag. And why don't you take this final hop here, and it is a foul ball. Looked like Dreckler was going to call it fair.
Well, Damon will go again on 3-2 and 2 outs.
You know, he did throw him the breaking ball 3-2 there.
Runner goes. Rip foul.
Damon's getting his running in between first and second.
And now they will pitch to A-Rod. So a walk to Teixeira. And the Yankees lead 2-1 because of Alex Rodriguez isn't bad in the first.
Yeah, this is a monster home run. Pitch about belt high on the inner third. A-Rod touches it off. He knew it. And certainly in very short order, the people in left center knew it. A 2-run home run. Alex has now climbed over the 200 mark.
Looks like he's saying keep the pitch down. So A-Rod with the 2-run home run on the first, and then a ground to the third and the fourth. Left-hander Jamie Walker is up.
Breaking ball, another breaking ball, 0-2. Fouled off a fastball, running in on the hands. Misses with one. That's a wild pitch. Then another sinker in the middle of the plate. That one's a little too high. Slider that he held up. And there's the one that's not coming back. Took a little while to get to it.
Pitch outside of 1-0.
You know, with Bergeson being called up from the minor leagues, and you know, he's pitched fairly well. He could be a test case for some of those other young pitchers in the Orioles system. They might decide, well, we'll get some of these veterans aren't doing the job, and then they'll bring up some rookies and put them in their rotation.
Well, this is Bergeson's last at bat with Walker up, as we showed you. He's going to face Matsui. And he's heating up in a hurry. He missed it, popped it up to center field. Adam Jones is there, and he'll put it away for the final out of the sixth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Alex Rodriguez shows frustration, breaks the bat, ends the 6th inning. BalAtNYA.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps and T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Yankees.com shop. When we go to the 7th inning, it'll be Melvin Mora leading off. Mora, Reimold, and Montanez. The Amstel Light scoreboard has the Yankees up 2-1. Each team with just 3 hits. And a strike from Sabathia. That's his 88th pitch of the night.
Michael, you talked about CC's success against Baltimore in his career. 6-1, 11 career starts, and he's given up more than 3 earned runs just twice in those 11 starts. So he is kind of pitching his typical game against the Orioles as we get to the later innings.
Now, speaking of the later innings, Kenny, the 6th and the 7th have not been good to the Orioles. They've been outscored 63-15 in those innings. So they survived the 6th. In the 7th, they've been outscored 33-4. And in the final 3 frames of each game, 66-41, they've been outscored. So that's an indictment of their bullpen. A strike. Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on My 9. We thank you for joining us on this Tuesday evening at the stadium. It's 2-1 Yankees. All the runs in the first inning are ground ball by Huff, scored Roberts in the top of the first. A 2-run home run by Alex Rodriguez. The Yankee runs in the bottom of the first. Right back to Sabathia. Another broken bat and a line drive out. 1 away.
CC fielding his position, and sometimes these line drives can fool you. That ball wasn't hit as hard as it might have been if it had been off the good wood, but CC had some time, get the glove up and make the play. It's hard to get it over a 6'7" pitcher.
Here's Reimold. And a strike. Since the first, every inning a 1-2-3 inning but the 5th when they had 2 runners on, but he struck out Brian Roberts on a high fastball to get out of problems there. Still throwing hard, 93 miles an hour. But he reaches back for a little something extra when he has to get somebody out. The pitch to Roberts was 95 miles an hour. And you get the feeling he could probably dial it up more than that. Check swing, but he goes around.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Now 1 and 2 bearing in on his hands.
That was nasty. After 2 fastballs, this pitch looked like another one until right here.
Well, Kenny, we just get word that Reggie's Magic still resides in October, not here in May. The Knicks will pick 8th, just as their record would indicate they should pick, and the Clippers actually won the draft lottery. So the Sacramento Kings can't be too thrilled.
So Reggie will be back here in a little while, then.
I guess so. It's not that far from Secaucus. And the 2-2. Missed outside.
Change up. Let's see what CC goes with on a 3-2 pitch to the rookie.
He struck him out. Another changeup.
Well, it shows he's got confidence in this pitch. He's got 6 strikeouts on the night, and I would say half of them are on the changeup. You can see how he grips the ball, all fingers on the ball. Looks like a fastball, but it's not. You're subtracting about 9-10 miles an hour, and you can see he really sells it, and there's a swing and a miss.
Last two starts against the Orioles, 7 hits, a run, and 14 strikeouts in 16 2/3, and he struggled in the first game. That was the season opener. Sabathia has now gone at least 6 2/3 innings in 6 straight starts. Yankees knew they were getting a horse when they signed him, and he's living up to that, giving them innings. That was his 100th pitch. It was a curveball at 79 miles an hour, so don't be fooled by the 3 digits. Montanez is 0 for 3. There's that reaching back we talked about, 2-2.
Some sharp cheddar right there. Some high cheese for Lou Montanez, and he was late.
Crowd looking for strike 3. You ever notice how much easier it is to manage, Kenny, when your starting pitcher is dealing?
You know, I think Joe Girardi mentioned that the other day.
Dave Island,
you know,
a lot more tranquil.
Not thinking about the bullpen. Kind of just making sure the fielders are where they're supposed to be.
3-2. Spoiled that one, fouled it away. 95 miles an hour with his 104th pitch of the night. We'll see if they send him out for the 8th. Well, let's see if he gets out of here first. But although he always wants to go complete, you have to hold him back a bit as well. Have him at 103, my bad. 68 strikes, 35 balls. And the 3-2. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Will Sabathia win the battle? Yes, he does. As he gets Montanez looking for her 7th strikeout of the night. Another 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, Yankees lead the Orioles 2-1, but we What? Here at Yankee Stadium, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Yankees are leading 2-1.
Who are you rooting for in that game, Boston or Toronto?
I just don't want anybody to get hurt. Amstel Light scoreboard 2-1. Yankees lead. Well, I mean, if you're a Yankee fan, right? I think you have to root for the Blue Jays, because I still don't think the Blue Jays are going to have the lasting power of the Red Sox.
And also, you were closer to the Red Sox in the standings. That's the team right in front of you. That's the team you want to pass. That's the team you pass first. You want to get to them. So you're kind of rooting for the Blue Jays.
Yeah. Ferguson's still in there, and he gets Matsui to ground to first. Huff will step on the bag, and there's one away. You know what's interesting about the 6 wins in a row, Kenny, for the Yankees? They have not been easy wins. None of them have been blowouts, and they've been close games. And obviously, 3 of the games against the Twins were walk-off. And yesterday, the game was in doubt in the 9th inning. Matsui hit the home run against the Blue Jays in the 8th inning. So they haven't really blown anybody out. They're playing tough, really close games.
Yeah, but these are games, to me, they're how should I describe this? Character building type games, they're confidence type games. That shows you can win the close ones.
There's a strike. And the count 1-1. Foul tip. Now, late innings are usually sometimes see pinch hitters. Do you know that the Orioles are the only team in baseball without a pinch hit? They're 0 for 5, and the Yankees have the most pinch hits of any team in baseball. They have 5.
Yankees have actually had some pinch hit home runs. Number 99 or number 100 coming up. Triple digits.
Swisher steps out. Swisher 0 for 2 tonight, 2 for his last 27. His average has dropped to 232. And the pitch. Just got a piece to stay alive.
You know, I had mentioned that Ferguson's delivery kind of reminds me of that of Kevin Brown. Particularly the way he stands on the mound, first base side of the rubber. Maybe not quite the severe back turn as his pitches away. Kevin Brown got it up there 95 plus at times, and then Ferguson touches 90. Maybe not too much over. I don't think he's punched any walls lately.
Let's check. Check it out.
Kevin, a little more back turn. A little bit?
Yeah.
All right.
See it. 3-2. And Swisher works away. What do actress Brittany Daniel and Alf have in common? Only Yankee right fielder Nick Swisher knows for sure. Find out when Swisher takes on the 9 toughest questions in baseball tonight on the Verizon Fios game wrap-up right after the game on My 9 News. Alf.
He's everywhere, that Nick Swisher. Now with Ferguson getting to 100 pitches, the Orioles are going to start their bullpen. Cano with a long look at the slant. Sometimes it's an indication that something's happening. Nope.
Way outside. Chris Ray, former closer, warming to the O's. And the count now 3-0. So he's been so on point the entire game with just 3 walks, and now he's in danger of walking 2 in a row. So it might be a manifestation of fatigue. And he does walk Cano on 4 pitches. This could be a bit of a stall tactic by Zahn.
Ray had just gotten up when we took the shot of him in the bullpen getting ready.
Chris Ray continuing to throw in the bullpen. And Tremblay is waiting for the word. Now he gets it, and that's going to do it for Ferguson, who certainly did pitch very well. And he turns over a 2-1 deficit to the bullpen. Tremblay just makes the call. So it'll be Ray against Cabrera as the Orioles try to keep it right here at 2-1. The rookie right-hander has a lot to be proud about. He pitched very, very well. So he departs. Ray comes on. We'll step away for just a moment. You come on back to my 9. WWE superstars as rivalries are born and champions rise. WWE SmackDown Friday night starting at 8 here on My 9. Well, the Orioles make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Verizon Fios, over 100 HD channels and the fastest internet. This is Fios. This is big.
Chris Ray, who last year missed all of the season, rehabbing from Tommy John surgery, and the former closer for the Orioles. 15 strikeouts in 12 2/3 innings, but he's given up 17 hits and 9 walks. He's only allowed 1 home run this year. That was in the opening series of the season. Hideki Matsui touched him up for a home run at Camden Yards.
Here's Melky Cabrera. Bergerson just a viewer here as he watches Cabrera bang on the right field for a base hit. Markakis with a great arm comes up throwing. They keep Swisher at third.
Markakis leads the league in assists just as he did last year. He's got 4 this year. He had 17 last year. But Ray's first pitch ripped right over the head of Brian Roberts. Fastball down the middle. Melky Cabrera didn't miss it. Here's the throw by Markakis all the way on the fly. A little off line, but would have been there well ahead of Swisher. Markakis, and one of the keys to a good outfielder getting a lot of assists, he charges the ball well, gets in position quickly to make the throw.
Swing and a miss. Bases loaded, the 0-1.
Look out.
1-1.
Almost walked into one. Tough way to get a run batted in. Fastball moving up and in, just underneath the hands.
Grounded softly to short. And it's booted. Booted by Andino. A run scores. Yankees lead 3-1. Well, Cervelli will get an RBI. You can't assume a double play. And an E6 on Andino.
Looked like Andino was going to throw it to second before he actually caught. Yep, there he is. He's looking towards the target before actually catching the ball. Got to follow the ball into the glove off the end of the bat. You know, it would have been tough to turn 2 on Cervelli anyway. We had mentioned before he runs very well. And there's the ball in and out of the glove of Andino. And the inning continues with just 1 out.
Yankees have now scored 39 runs in the 7th inning, more than any other inning this year. Here's Jeter. 1-0. Missed away and a little bit low on the count. 2-0.
You were talking about the Orioles going to their bullpen and what seems to happen from the 7th inning on in their games. It's almost like the movie Groundhog Day.
Todd with a Derek Jeter chant. Count 2-1.
Yankees chance to blow this one open. Give Sabathia some more room to operate.
Good pitch by Ray. Breaking ball on the count. 2-2. Gobbler.
Ray with a fastball 94 miles an hour. Came into spring training, said this year his arm felt great.
2-2. Jeter spoiling pitches.
It got to the point where key at bat in the game. The way Sabathia's been pitching, don't look like he's going to give up many.
That is driven into right center field. It is a base hit. Cutting over is Adam Jones. He knocks the ball down in the gap. Jeter will go to second. 2-run score. And now another one will score. Hustling in is Cervelli. And the Yankees lead 6-1.
Well, key at bat indeed. Derek Jeter runs one into the gap. Like a little cutter. Inside out swing, drops it in the gap in right center field. The Yankees were going to get two. Adam Jones first bobbles the ball, then throws it in, and it can't be handled. You can see Roberts let it go. Andino doesn't have it, and Cervelli heads up base running. Takes off from third and scores. So the bases are cleared, and Derek's out there by himself at second base. Cervelli scoring on the throwing error.
And the throwing error on Jones, which is kind of unfair. Nobody just, the ball wasn't outrageously overthrown. No one caught it. It just kept letting it go by. And heads up base running by Cervelli. So it's a double two ribbies, and Cervelli scores on the E8. And that one gets passed on as Jeter will move to third.
This is the play before as Michael called it. Jones gets over, cuts it off, doesn't pick it up cleanly. Now here's the throw. Roberts lets it go. Andino wasn't ready, gets by him. Here comes Cervelli as Moore is the only one that has a chance at it. Wow.
And the late inning struggles of the Orioles continue as they bring the infield in now. With a runner on third and one out, Yankees are up 6-1.
Not a time to be throwing the ball around.
And a strike to Damon. Ryan Bruni just activated today off the DL. And there's another base hit. A broken bat RBI single for Damon. Jeter scores, and the Yankees pulling away. They lead 7-1.
Well, a trip to the bullpen is not what Baltimore was thinking as Damon. Well, you can always get another bat. You can't always get a base hit. And to top it off, he picks up a run batted in. Ties him with Teixeira for the team lead at 28 apiece.
Big hit for Jeter, and he scores a run. Here's Teixeira, and the pitch outside 1-0. Damon now with 2 hits in 4 at-bats, and that's his 15th multi-hit game of the season. Teixeira's 0 for 2 today with a walk. And the 1-0. Driven deep to right field. There it goes. A long blast. See ya. Deep into the second deck. A 2-run home run for Mark Teixeira. And the Yankees lead 9-1. Kenny, he didn't like that. Damon pulled even.
That tie is broken in a hurry, not only in runs batted in, but in home runs as well. This is number 11 for Mark Teixeira. And that's another one that flirted with the upper deck. I think it was a little too far towards center field, but man, off into the night and off into the second deck.
Teixeira has just ignited his season with a hot streak like you would not believe. Well, Tremblay will go to the bullpen to face Alex Rodriguez. Yankees enjoying a 9-1 lead. As the Yankees explode for 7 runs here in the 7th inning, and they are not done. For Mark Teixeira, he now has 4 home runs and 10 runs batted in over his last 4 games. So 11 home runs and 30 ribbies for Teixeira. And Mark Hendrickson, the left-hander, will face Alex Rodriguez.
Hendrickson early in the season was in the rotation. He's been bumped to the bullpen.
Well, we told you about the 7th and late inning woes of the Orioles, and those woes continue as the Yankees put a 7 spot on the board. Still just 1 out. High drive, center field deep. Going back, Adam Jones. He's on the track, and he'll make the play in dead center for the 2nd out. So A-Rod flirted with his 2nd home run of the night, but falls a couple of feet short in dead center.
Picked on the furthest part of the ballpark here, and I believe he just got underneath it. Didn't quite drive it. That had a lot of hang time. Here's a look at it. Not quite enough top hand.
Here's Matsui. Made the 1st out of the inning. Grounded to 1st. A-Rod looks like he thought that he had that. Maybe he's talking about Teixeira's blast. That one's fouled back. A lot of hugs in the Yankee dugout.
Michael, it's an awful lot of fun when you win. Believe me. You come to the ballpark every day. You expect to win. And you get to the point that when you lose one, you treat it like it's a mistake. And you come out and win the next day.
And the count 3-1 to Matsui. Foul back.
Matsui is the only Yankee who hasn't reached base.
He's 0 for 3. and Hendrickson deals. Popped up. And that's out of play. This is the third time this year that the Yankees have scored 7 or more runs in an inning. Strike 3, Matsui down looking. But the Yankee, 7th inning. 7 runs in the 7th inning of the first game of a 3-game set against the Orioles. The big blow, a long shot by Mark Teixeira. By Hyundai, ready for good news? Get Hyundai Assurance and up to $5,000 cash back on select models now. For the Orioles, they have not done that much hitting because CC Sabathia was so outstanding. Brian Roberts and Adam Jones had singles in the first inning. Then Raymond had a infield single in the 5th. And that's it. 3 singles and 1 walk and 1 RBI and a ground out. That's the Orioles scoring as the Yankees will now turn it over to Brian Bruni. Mark Teixeira with the big blow in the 7-run 7th inning. And Bruni just came up the DL today as Zahn rips one foul. And the move to get him onto the DL or get him onto the active roster, sending down Edouard Ramirez. Stimulus package indeed. Check CC and AJ. And that's what Bruni did before hurting the flexor tendon in his elbow. In his last 8 appearances before the injury, 7 2/3 innings, 2 hits, a run, and 12 strikeouts. Hear what Bruni said? He said that he thinks he hurt himself warming up in the bullpen when Posada's home run was reviewed, and it took 8.5 minutes. He said he threw way too many pitches at too much velocity in the bullpen. That's how he hurt himself.
Oh, wow. And 8.5 minutes it took to review that play?
And that's a broken bat.
Yankees have made a defensive change at third base. Ramiro Pena has taken over for Alex Rodriguez, so the slick field in Pena now moves into the cleanup spot in the order.
If the Yankees can hold on, they will go 5 games over 500 for the first time all year, and they'll have a 7-game winning streak, 2-2. Popped up. Pena will get a chance right away. Drifts into foul territory and makes the play, 1 down. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today. Still no score. Oakland and Tampa Bay, bottom of the ninth at the Trop. Boston beat Toronto 2-1. That's now a final. Detroit shut out Texas 4-0. And the White Sox lead Minnesota 4-0, bottom of the fifth. Minnesota coming from a rough 4 days in New York. National League, Atlanta 6-1 over Colorado, bottom of the eighth. Pittsburgh 5-4 over Washington, bottom of the ninth. Philadelphia 4-3 Cincinnati, top of the ninth. And the Mets and the Dodgers, a 10-10 start, so in about a half hour. So Alex Rodriguez, a spectator to the rest of the game, having a chat with hitting coach Kevin Long. The 1-0. Andino now 1-1. Andino made a big error in that seventh inning. The floodgates had already opened, but that didn't help matters.
It was on that ground ball by Francisco Cervelli, and Cervelli also scored on another error. Ooh, nasty breakaway.
Yeah, the totals in that inning: 7 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and nobody left. Foul back.
Well, the way Bruni's throwing right now, he's not missing a beat with his heater. It's up over 95.
He's so important to what they're trying to do out there because Girardi has yet to work out a formula. And he would be the 8th inning part of the puzzle. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. I don't like the slider diving down and away. 2 outs.
Well, during this at bat, Andino had already missed one of these pitches, so this is the one that's going to put him away. Little tight slider. So years ago, when the slider was first came upon the big league scene, it was called the nickel curve because it wasn't really a curveball, just kind of a little sharp break to it. Of course, Mariano that then perfected a cutter. That's come into vogue. A little more side-to-side movement.
And the 1-1 upstairs. He is throwing hard, 95 miles an hour with that fastball. We're in the 8th inning. Yankees are leading 9-1, looking for their 7th straight win. Bernie deals. Count 2-2. And the pitch. Laced into left field. Demon is there in a 1-2-3 inning for Brian Bruni as the Orioles go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees lead the Orioles by 9. Hyundai Assurance and up to $5,000 cash back on select models now. Yankees have just 7 hits, but they were big ones. Another home run by Teixeira, Johnny Damon, another multi-hit game. Derek Jeter, big 2 RBI double in that 7-run 7th inning. So 9-7-0, beating 1-3-2. Hendrickson got the final 2 outs of the 7th inning. Now will face Swisher, Cano, and Cabrera. Swisher started the damage in the 7th with a innocent enough walk. Rip foul. Swisher struck out looking in the 2nd, and a fly ball to center in the 5th, and he walked and scored in the 7-run 7th.
Well, the Yankees used a big inning last night against the Twins. 6 in the 1st.
Swisher way off balance lately. He swings and misses.
There it is again, and look at this pitch. It looked like an off-speed pitch. It had Swisher way out in front. Ryan Rucco's done some research, as he usually does for us, Michael, and he came up with it's debatable which pitcher was the innovator of the slider, Christy Mathewson or Chief Bender. Now, both of them were great pitchers. Mathewson won 373 games in his career and had an ERA of 2.13.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Line into center, and Adam Jones dives and makes the play, taking a hit away from Robinson Cano. Nice play by Adam Jones.
And both these pitchers pitched about the same time. As we look at the line drive off the bat of Cano, who's looking for his first hit of the night, but he's not going to get it here. Adam Jones with an acrobatic play in center field. Very athletic ball player. As Cano's bid for a base hit is taken away. One last look on the backhand with the dive.
Not an easy play. There's a strike to Melky.
Chief Bender pitched from 1903 to 1925, mostly with the Philadelphia A's, won 212 games. But he didn't pitch from 1918 to 1924. Maybe that's when he was developing the slider.
Yeah.
Well, those two pitchers are the one who take your pick. One of them did it. You know, if it's, you know, I might have to go with Bender.
Just for the name.
Well, Bender because it's a slider. He kind of bends.
1-1. Line foul.
Ted Ryan's on top of everything. You know, he spent a lot of time in the library when he was at school. I have that feeling.
They have a very good library for it. Brett Tomko will try to get the final 3 outs in the ninth. The 1-2. Missed inside. Now missed outside, so the count is full at 3-2.
Yeah, I would have spent a lot of time in the library too when I was in school, but it wasn't near the gym.
And the 3-2. Rounded up the middle, Andino. And that'll do it as the Yankees go down in order here in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Last slicks coming up for the Orioles. Yankees lead this one 9-1. Brett Tomko's coming on. And Alf have in common. Only Yankee right fielder Nick Swisher knows for sure. Find out when Swisher takes on the 9 toughest questions in baseball tonight on the Verizon Fios game wrap-up right after the game on My 9 News. Our little guy's still here.
He's enjoying the night. A nice tour of the ballpark before the game. Tommy Belsky, and as we mentioned earlier, a young man who's currently in remission, at least a little bit over a year now, and hopefully it'll stay that way. Fought leukemia at a very young age, just 6 years old.
Hope to see him back at the ballpark. Brett Tomko takes over. Couple of big outs on Sunday for Tomko. 3 games, 4 hits and 2 1/3. He'll deal to Adam Jones. There's a strike. Tomko's throwing pretty well, 93 miles an hour.
You could see when he was working in spring training down at the Steinbrenner Field at the time there might not have been any room for him on the roster, but you could see that he was going to be one of the first call-ups. He had a very good spring and then went down to AAA and was just dealing. Plus he's got big league experience. Good slider. Good bender.
Angel Baroa has taken over at third. And Pena at short. There's a ground ball to second. Cano throws out Jones. Jones 1 for 4. That means Baroa is actually in Jeter's spot in the lineup. The Yankees are hoping they don't have to deal with the lineup in the bottom of the 9th. Now the Yankees, as we mentioned, made a roster move before the game, activating Bruni up the DL, sending down Edouard Ramirez. Why Ramirez? Well, Veras can't be sent down, and neither can Tomko without the risk of losing both of them. Now Veras has not pitched well. He struggled again yesterday, letting the lead runner get on. You had that stat yesterday, Kenny. What was that?
I think he's the 19 first batters that he has faced coming into a game, 13 of them have reached.
And that's not good, whichever way you slice it. So
that's a key stat for a reliever. First batter faced. How many of them can you retire?
And with Veras, he throws 95 miles an hour. And you just don't want to have another team take a chance on him. And he showed how effective he could be last year. The Yankees are not just going to give him up for nothing and try to get him through waivers to get him into the minor league. So that's why Ramirez, who has options left, he was sent down. And of those 13 times that he let the lead runner get on, 7 via the walk. And that's something that just drives managers nuts. But it's a clerical game at some point. And although Veras might have been the one who earned a trip off the roster, they would lose him, and they don't want to do that. So Ramirez is the guy who loses the game of straws. Count 2-2 on Markakis. Markakis 0 for 3 today.
That hasn't happened very often this year, where Markakis has gone on a game without reaching safely. He's reached safely in 35 of 38 games. What a great start to the season. The Orioles signed him to a long-term extension just prior to the season starting. Another player who was a #1 draft pick that blossomed.
What would you say, Kenny, that he and Roberts are the most popular Orioles?
Yeah, but in the poll that they've taken to Baltimore Sun, the player that has really come on this year has been Jones in center field. They say he's been the most exciting player in the early going. They kind of expected out of Markakis.
High fly ball center field. Melky Cabrera. 2 outs. Yankees 1 out away from their 7th straight win. And that leaves it up to Aubrey Huff, who's still getting booed. Popped up. This should do it. Cervelli tosses away the mask, the helmet, and the ball in his glove. Final out. Yankees win 9-1, and they have won 7 in a row. This one, the biggest margin of victory, and the Yankees are 5 games over 500, and they did not